Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Moms View. We missed you. Did you guys miss us? We got the crew. We got Carly, Colette, Angel, Kaylee, and me. How have you guys been? You look fabulous.
You look fabulous.
I think you look the most fabulous.
I do.
Angel.
I do. Let's talk about your hair for a sec.
Thank you. These are called Havana twists.
I love
Thank you. They are not my hair, so I did not crank this hair out.
Pregnancy hair? Yeah.
Pregnancy did you good.
Pregnancy, really?
Yeah.
You want to grow hair, have a baby. I just wanted to do something, you know me, sassy and fun for a little bit.
I love it.
Wallflower.
It looks really great.
Thank you. So just wanted to do, because I'm about to chop off my hair again.
What?
Yeah, it's time. It's time. I'm hitting a milestone birthday this year. Want to do something else sassy, sexy, Angel. But not about me and my gorgeous hair.
And you had a birthday, and you're going to have a birthday, and you're going to have a birthday, and you're going to have a birthday.
Oh my God.
I
had a birthday, but I decided I'm just staying the same age.
Oh, perfect.
Just for a while.
23, right?
I'm going to stay 30. So I thought I'll stay 30 until I am 39, and then I'll go to 35. So, that's good, right? Then I'll
That's a
just
good
be 35
strategy.
for a while.
That's a good formula. I'm going to follow that one.
Support it.
That's a good strategy.
How old are you going to stay?
I mean, I'm going to stay as young as I look.
Yeah.
And I think I look like I'm in my elder 20s. So that's what we'll do. But, I know I'm older than that, but I'll be in my elder 20s.
Have you downloaded the face thing where it tells you how old you are?
Oh, no.
I just put a picture on Instagram today and it said Cooper was 16 and I was 16. I was like,
That's
I'll go with that.
Yeah, like, that's right.
But then I did another one and I had no makeup on. I was like, I'll for sure look younger. And it said I looked 46. Like, you're a liar. You're a liar.
I'm going to play with that app. That's scary.
This man is so cute.
Well, that was for the update, but I just had to show it because it matches my sunshine shirt. Trixen is killing it. We've released all these summer designs, all these snapbacks. This is one of our favorites. It's called Pink Lemonade. Colette has a cute shirt on from Trixen. So that's my only update is Trixen. We're just trying to kill it with the summer launches and,
And it makes me feel younger because I never used to wear flat billed hats.
Yeah.
And now, just wearing all these tricks and hats, I'm like,
keep us so young and
look at me. I'm like,
Love it. You guys are just moving and grooving.
What about you? Okay, travel time Barbie.
What did you call it? Travel Town Barbie?
Yes.
You got it. It's here. I've been good, just trying to be busy. I'm working on my show, The Sass, where I'm trying all kinds of crazy beauty treatments, workouts, trending restaurants, and just having fun being out and about in LA. And we have a jam-packed summer schedule, which I'm so excited about. Just like living the dream, Just,
I love it
no
too.
big deal.
Everything you do, I'm like, I want to do that.
Come do it. You guys can all be on The Sass. We can get you all Botoxed up.
Yes, please.
Lip injections, anything you want, honey bunnies. Colette, I know you're dying for that, right?
I don't know.
You look like you're on a boat right now.
That's kind of the look I was going for.
yacht.
Like preferably in Saint-Tropez or like the Monaco Grand Prix or something just really fabulous and chic.
Well, you look like
That's how I'm going to start talking.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm glad it's working. It's the scarf. You guys ready for the topic of the day?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to talk about women's role in society, and our executive producer here at the Moms View got a chance to meet and interview a really amazing author who wrote a book called Ashley's War. We weren't able to have her in the studio to chat with us, which I'm super bummed about because she looks like a very inspiring woman who wrote a great piece. It's about women going to war in Afghanistan and just, all the challenges obviously that they face, but I think the key of the book is sort of that women can do anything, so we're going to highlight that. And I want you guys to see the clip, so take a look.
I'm Christiana Reinhardt, executive producer here at Maker Studios, and we are sitting here today with Gayle Lemmon, author of Ashley's War, the untold story of a team of women soldiers on the Special Ops battlefield. Gayle, thank you so much for being here. We are thrilled to have you here on the Moms View.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here, absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about the book.
This story is about one of the first all-Army, all-women teams to be out alongside Special Operations night in, night out in Afghanistan on some of the most dangerous missions that the military was undertaking while the combat ban was still in place. So officially, women were not in combat, but they were really needed. They put out this recruiting poster in 2011 that said, "Female soldiers become part of history." And I think while this starts as a war story, it really is the ultimate story of female friendship in the least likely of places.
Tell me about the very unique role these women have in battle as women.
They were themselves even though they were at war, right? They wore makeup and they wore body armor. And one of the soldiers who read this early, a man, called me and said, Gayle, you have a typo in your pages. It says SPANX. And I said, no, you can ask your wife what that is. Every female will know. And as it turns out, there was a soldier who had uniforms that were fitting in the wrong places, right? They were big where they should be small and small where they should be big. And so she ordered Spanx on Amazon, delivered to her base, and would wear those underneath her uniform. So, I mean, yes, they were these warriors, but they were also women.
Ashley was killed in action. She was the first member of the team who was killed in action. And back at her funeral, there was a woman who brought her young child because she wanted her to know what a hero was. Talk to me a little bit about that moment.
That is, I think, for me, the moment that sums up why this story matters. This is about every mom and every daughter and every little girl knowing that there's nothing they cannot do. This is the end of a 2-day funeral where the Whites were just really beautiful people. Ashley's mom is a school bus driver and a teacher's aide, and she bakes cakes and wedding cakes. And this is a family who taught their children the best of American values. And so at the end of this bewildering day of mourning, this mother brings her daughter up to her, and she still doesn't know who she was, and says to Mrs. White, you know, I wanted my daughter to know what a hero was. And I think for Mrs. White, part of Ashley's legacy is not about Ashley, but it's about all those women we don't know who are heroes all around us, and about little girls knowing they can grow up to be anything they want.
Gayle, thank you so much. First, for writing this book. It was just an incredible read, and for joining us on The Mom's View. It's been
such a pleasure for me. Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
She's a really powerful woman. What did you guys think of the clip?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's amazing. The part that really stood out to me, having a daughter, was at the end when she talked about that woman who took her daughter to, you know, recognize a true hero. This woman gave her life for our country. Like, that is so powerful, and that is something that I want to teach my daughter, is to look up to all of these powerful women that have done amazing things throughout history. I just bought Rayleigh a book because it talked about like changes happening in her body and, you know, dealing with friends, and I didn't realize that it had a huge section on women who have been, you know, huge influences in history. And her favorite is Rosa Parks, and she was telling me all about her and why she loved her, and I just thought that's so amazing. So that really stood out to me, you know, having these great role models in our daughters' lives, teaching them to be powerful and to have a voice.
And I think as a woman, being in a place where it's usually primarily men, I think to be a pioneer in that place and to have such an influence is so inspiring. I mean, to be a leader in any situation is hard, but to be a woman in the Army, you know, being able to go out and make a difference and be a part, and, you know, feeling like she did something there that nobody else could have done, I feel like.
Right.
You know?
Right. I think it's so important that we teach our daughters that they can be leaders. Absolutely. They should never feel like they have to follow. They should always feel inspired to lead, because that is what we need. And that is, you know, it's 2015. We need
We're in a different world now.
In anything that they do.
Anything.
Right.
Yeah,
Anything.
absolutely.
Yeah.
How do you feel not having a daughter yet? Like, what do you...
I mean, I really do want a little girl one day, of course, in the future sometime. But I mean, I want her to be a little boss for sure, like me, and just to go after anything that she would want. Even my son, of course, I want anybody to be able to feel comfortable going after whatever they want. If my son wanted to be a makeup artist, I'd be like, go for it, you know, anything. I try and not get hung up on gender roles. I try and look at people for people, and not what society says a man should do and a woman should do. I care a lot more about what a person wants to do, what excites them, whatever it is that they're passionate about.
Yeah, I think, and I think it's important to teach our daughters that and our sons that, to respect women who want to be leaders.
Of course.
And I feel like that has been a natural thing in our house, because Braley is such a leader, and Gage has seen that, so I'm grateful for her example to him, because he respects that. And I think that it is important to teach our children that everyone is equal.
Absolutely.
We can do whatever we want to do.
Absolutely. How do you guys think you're going to raise your sons to be sensitive to strong females and different gender roles?
Well, being that I'm a mother of three
Three
boys.
All the boys.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I consider myself an alpha female. Like,
definitely.
Not one to usually fall back in the background. So just dealing with me in general, I feel like they're going to learn how to deal with someone who considers herself a powerful woman, so that one, they don't get intimidated by it or shy, and figure out how they can complement that, because I don't consider my husband to be weak and a weak man where I just stuff all over him. But he had to learn how to deal with someone that wasn't like, oh, I need you to do this and I need you to do that. So I think that's the best way, especially since they don't have any sisters. I feel like that's one of the best ways for them to learn how to respect gender roles, not gender roles, or women who are powerful or strong that don't fall into the stereotypical gender role, is by me making them respect me in the position that I play in their life.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, because like I said, I don't have any daughters to show them that, but I feel like that's going to be my role as a mother, is so that if they meet a woman later on in life that is like taking on the world, that they're not like that. They're like, oh yes, you compliment me. You remind me of my mother.
Right. You're like, and that's what I will choose for your spouses,
Yes,
boys.
yes.
Little
She is your
angels.
wife.
Yes.
Marry now.
I agree with Angel. I think that I was raised by all brothers, so I feel like I'm also the alpha female. Like, I'm very competitive. I'm not one to shy away from any competition or, to hold my tongue. Maybe I should learn to. But I was also raised in a very traditional house setting. My mother she did the laundry and cooked, but my dad also helped her and picked up the slack. But they kind of filled those typical American, gender roles of a female role and the male role. But I did see a lot of balance in my parents' relationship, and I really loved that. But now, being a single mom to a little boy and playing both the mother and the father, I think that honestly the best answer in life is balance is key in all things. I think that Cooper has learned to be sensitive because he has been raised by a single mom. He's the first to notice if I get my nails painted or I buy a new purse. I'm like, oh, I love your nails, Mom. And some guys might look down on that, like, oh, that's girly. You need more time with your dad. But his favorite color now is, he says, my favorite color is pink, and I don't care. I'm like, that's wonderful, because you don't need to, pink doesn't represent women and blue doesn't represent men. You're a human being. You should experience those feelings how you experience them. But this whole raising a son thing, I think I just never want to be the mom where it's like, you need to learn to respect women. I do believe that God has given women and men different types of qualities of how they can be as human beings. But not that men can't be more sensitive or women can't be more of a leader. I just think that you need to be true to who you are, whatever it is inside of you. If you are more sensitive, if you are more alpha, and follow that. You don't need to play a role in anything. You just need to be true to what's inside of you. And that's what I've tried to teach Cooper. I want him to respect women and to be a gentleman, but I think that just be true to who you are, whatever role it is that you're playing.
I always have like a little part of me that goes, whenever we talk about like boys are better than girls and girls are better than boys, like that bothers me. I feel like I want to teach my kids that we all respect one another. Like, I lift you, you lift me, and we both ascend together. You know what I mean?
Totally.
I feel like there are specific roles that men and women play in relationships, and I think that that's helpful in building each other up, but I don't think that we need to, like, you have to be this person and you have to do this, and like, and just because you're a girl, you can't do this, and because you're a boy, you have to do this role, and you can't cry. Like, I don't agree with all that. I think that we are people, and we need to feel our emotions the way we feel them, and we need to lift each other up and not always be like, you, and you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
We had 3 girls, and then my youngest brother is a boy, and my parents had, my mom did mom things, and my dad did, dad things.
Yeah.
But us 3 girls are also different. I wanted to be more like, you guys take care of me. And then my little sister was like, I'll change your tire. I'll change your oil. Like, even just barely I was with her, and I was like, can you check my oil for me? So it's just funny how we pick up on different things.
Yeah.
But we were never taught to, you play this role. My parents were like, you try everything.
Yeah.
I definitely took the garbage out.
Shane Casey definitely took advantage of me. I was always the one mowing the lawn. I thought it was cool, though. I was like, I'm the lawn. I'm strong. I liked it.
You guys ready for some Twitter questions?
Yes.
Always. Angel, I feel like this is kind of your favorite thing.
I love it.
All right. Rakiba Yassin asks, if your kid wants to give up, what do you do to motivate them?
I'm going to go real quick because Cooper's in a lot of sports, and I always tell him, if you start something, I don't care if you hate it, you have to finish it to the end because you have teammates, you have a coach, you have everybody relying on you. You never have to do it again. You never have to return to it. But if you start something, you stay committed to it, unless it's like obviously terrible, like like it's awful for him. But for the most part, if you're just like, I don't want to go, I'm like, no, you know, and you have to ask them in the beginning, do you want to do this? Are you interested in it? They say yes, they're on board. You teach them the ethics of working hard and staying committed. And then if they hate it at the end, it's like, okay, we'll never do that again.
You're a dope. Give me 5 on that.
That's good.
That sounds a lot like Casey.
I'm horrible. I rob my child. I do. I'm like, look, here.
That's why I love you.
I really need you to finish this. Yeah. So, how about a Disney Infinity character?
Whatever
Can
works,
you do it?
right?
Yeah.
I really need you to just behave for 2 more minutes.
Right. Yeah. So I bribe a lot. Right. I'm sorry.
I'm with you.
No shame in that.
Yeah. Ain't no shame in that
I feel
game.
like Casey's just like you. He says the same thing to my kids. Like, if you start something, you finish it. And I don't care what you do, but you will give 100%. So I feel like we're a team on that because I am a sucker. If my kid was like, I don't want to do it, I'd be like, okay. I know. I'll try something new. So I feel like I really have to stand by Casey when he was like, no, you will do this. You will try your hardest. You will give everything that you have. And if you hate it, then you can be done when it's done.
Yeah.
So
I think that's trickling down from Laurie Butler.
Yeah.
But as a
it's
coach,
good. Really good.
As a coach, though, like on the opposite end, I respect the coaches that are putting in their time. No coach gets paid for any time, and I don't know why I'm just classifying this as sports in general, but you know, any teachers or like a piano teacher for that matter, nobody really in those types of professions leading a bunch of kids ever gets paid what they truly deserve for our children. My mom's a school teacher, and that I've been a coach. Like, I understand the flip side of how it is to work with parents and kids who just want to quit, and so I think you just need to discuss it with your kids before they know what they're getting themselves into, and you know.
I also think if you teach your child that they can just quit, then that's what they're going to do.
Right.
If a job is hard, they'll just
quit
quit.
when
And
it's
that's
hard.
not real
Yeah.
life. Like, you cannot do that.
You can. You just be unemployed and homeless.
I think there's a fine line too. Like, you need to realize if they're really hating what they're doing, or if it's just like, I don't want to do it today.
Yeah.
You know, like
Right.
if this is something that they're really not into, then maybe they should not be a part of it. But if it's something that's like, no, you wanted to learn the guitar, that's why we started this lesson, you're going to keep finishing it, and I promise you're going to get better. You know, like, just teach them to stick with it.
Yeah, I quit piano and I wish I wouldn't have.
Exactly, me too.
You know, I'm like, dang it. And I think that was more because my mom was just sick of fighting me. She was like, fine. But now I'm like, why did you let me quit? And she's like, oh, really? You have this conversation?
What were you going to say?
No, my parents forced me to take Persian class my entire life, and I hated it up until I was like a teenager. And then I was so happy that I grew up speaking 2 languages. But I think it's important to identify like why somebody would want to quit. Like, is something bad happening to you that you want to quit? Or are you just being a little lazy and like not motivated? And then when you figure that out, you can move forward. So for Rakiba, I would say like figure out what it is that's making your kid not want to do something. And try and motivate them, you know? There's nothing a little pep talk can't fix, right? I feel like you're good at those cards. Yeah, a little bribery.
Right, kids,
Throw
here we
the
go.
money in the problem.
I think also maybe not
cheese.
forcing, but try to persuade them. Like, think about your future and like what you will want in your future. Like, turn it back on them.
Right.
Like, what do you want for yourself in the future?
Right.
Like, think about that, and not just like, I want you to do this. You'll do it now.
And I think it's important. I'm so sorry.
You go. No, just how good it feels to accomplish something.
Yes.
That's such a wonderful feeling, and if you can get to the end and have that feeling, you will be a more confident person no matter what.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you guys ready for another question?
Mom too.
Yes.
Rachel Whacked asks, how do you teach your kids to work hard for their goals while also dealing with failures and roadblocks along the way? Welcome to life. I mean, that's life. Nothing's perfect. There's always going to be peaks and valleys, no matter what. So it's just an early lesson in just this journey on the earth.
Welcome to kindergarten. That's what I feel like kindergarten has been. It's just success and failure. There's a song my son loves by this group called the Fresh Beat Band. And it's called Unstoppable. And he asked me what it meant, and I was like, it means that you keep trying until you get it right. And so, like, he gets proud of himself and calls himself unstoppable.
I love
if
it.
he like gets himself in the mind state of trying again. But yeah, failure, and them learning what failure means is it's a hard thing to get over, to like get them to understand that it's a lesson. It's not that bad of a thing, but like we're going through that right now, those growing pains of he knows what failure looks like now, and he's like, I don't like it. I don't want it. Right. And so getting him to understand that you got to be unstoppable. Eventually, you know, you'll get it. I mean, maybe not that back handspring. Right.
Send him my way. I'll teach him. I got that.
Braylee did a back handspring worm. Oh yeah. But she didn't give up. Right. I think every child is different too. Just like in so many things, you have to deal with this topic different with each one. Gage is okay with failing. He's okay, and he doesn't get upset with himself. He's, you know, he always stays positive. So we have to motivate, like you were saying before. We have to tell him, like, it's gonna be so awesome at the end. And Braylee's different. When she fails, she's so hard on herself. So you have to deal with kids differently.
Yeah, Cooper is the most competitive human being by nature.
Wonder where he gets that.
And I'm always like, why are you so competitive? And then I'm like, oh yeah, it's my fault. So I've really had to, I think knowing your kid's love language and what works with them, Cooper definitely is like words of affirmation, and so I just have to be like, you know, he was really bummed out when the talent show came around because, of course, he's in the lineup of the butlers and they can all sing and do the jigs and play all these musical instruments. But Cooper's very like sports talented, and you can't really get up in a talent show and play baseball, and so I just had to explain that, you know, don't feel like it's taking away from you when somebody else is good at something. Right. You know, like let's be a good cousin and, you know, cheer on Gage or Gavin whenever they're singing their solos, but you're good at baseball and that's okay. But I definitely have to talk him off the ledge a lot, and it really helps soothe him, but it's not easy because I can see as soon as he strikes out in baseball, his instant reaction is to cry and like get down on himself. And I'm like, I love that he takes it so seriously, but I'm also like, you're 7, you know, enjoy life. So I could probably use some advice about, you know, how you talk your kids off the ledge because he gets so hard on himself in baseball and sports when he doesn't do well.
Blame it on other people.
Yeah.
Like, Dad's fault. Daggone rap. You know what? I'm going to talk to him because he did you wrong. Yeah.
Oh, he's yelled at the picture that his last at bat one time they struck him out and Cooper goes, that was not a strike. And I was like, he's going to get kicked out. And the pitcher was like,
you're 7, kid.
I think as a parent too, it can be really hard to watch your kids go through those kind of failures, like heartbreak, failure, anything that watching them go through it. I think your job is to be their cheerleader. Like you just help pick them back up every time.
Wait, so you're saying I should put my uniform back on?
You're doing a great job.
The baseball game.
I show up at the game and Colette's like, no, not like that. That's not what I meant. We retired that a while ago.
That was a great episode, team. I love chatting with you. Thanks for all your wisdom and advice and smiles and laughter, you little cuties, you. So we want to know what kind of content you guys want to see. We're shaking things up here on the Moms U, and we're really excited for like a new chapter of TMV. So yeah, like what do you want to see? You want to see Kaylee and I in the kitchen? You want to see Carly do some cartwheels?
Carly might pull my hammy these days. Yeah, but like, I mean, fitness, music videos, fashion, beauty. There's so many things that all of us have to bring to the table. Who knows, maybe your guys' comment could be the next inspiration for a new show idea.
Comedy.
Yes.
Hey, what about me?
Comedy.
You missed it. Comedy too. Yeah, I'm like, what?
I'm funny.
I want to see some dancing from the moms. I mean,
I'm ready.
Well, twerk, twerk, twerk. Colette's down. I know she's down. How do you think she got 5 kids?
Yes. Let us know what you want to see because we want to give it to you, baby.
Yep. Right.
Sign us out, honey.
On that note, have a great day. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.